Today Baba tells us how to act, and when we come into action, Baba says first thing is the seed of action is awareness, and I must stay in the awareness that my part is the most elevated part. I am the hero actor in this drama. Yes, let's say there is a drama and there are many actors. Then would the hero actor ever try to copy the junior actor? No. The hero actor knows that I am the one setting the standard here. Yes, so I am the one with the best part, best role, and the hero actor would set the standard for others to follow. The hero actor wouldn't look at the junior actor and learn how to play his role from them. And Baba tells us that now we know that this whole world, in this whole world, there is no other actor, no other soul who is playing their part with Baba, right? No other soul is a Brahmin. I am the Brahmin soul, and Brahmin means Shiv Baba has adopted me through Brahma Baba, and that's why I'm a Brahman. And I, the Brahman, I am the creation of the Supreme Father, Supreme Teacher, Sadguru, and what I know, nobody knows. And the sustenance, the teachings that I am receiving from Baba are the highest. So, how will those teachings and those sustenance and the fact that I am the most elevated at this time because I am in the company of the most elevated, how will that reflect? So that has to reflect in my actions. Yes, so I always feel that people in the world say that I have received a lot of happiness in life, or I have received a lot of love in life. And then those who say that nobody ever talked to me in the wrong way, nobody was ever rude to me, or nobody was ever, impolite to me, and everybody was very loving and respectful to me always. Those who claim that, they do not have the capacity to be loveful always. And when somebody is rude or somebody is not giving them love, then they, instantly they would withdraw their love from them and they would start behaving otherwise. But Baba says, you see, when you receive the sustenance of knowledge, when you receive the sustenance of love, when you receive the sustenance of power and happiness and purity, then what would you become? Knowledgeful, loveful, peaceful, pure, powerful. So you will be full of these qualities. And when something is full, then they flow, they overflow. And then Baba says, you have to be always flowing with love, flowing with peace, flowing with purity. And that should reflect in our role. So, even when we are seemingly playing very ordinary roles in the world, maybe I'm just clerk or an accountant or anything in an office, or maybe a peon in an office or a cleaner in an office. But what kind of a cleaner or or a peon am I? I am a peaceful, loveful, pure, powerful one. So Baba says, always stay in the awareness that you are the most fortunate soul. Your aprons are full like nobody else's. So your aprons are being filled by Baba himself, the Supreme Parent, the Supreme Teacher himself. And Baba says, when you're full, it reflects in all your actions, it reflects in all your interactions. It reflects in how you act, how you speak, how you think. And whenever you come into contact, you're always a giver. So Baba says, play your part like that. Play your part of being a giver, a server, and play your part of being full always. So never say that, because of this person or this situation, I am not able to be myself. No. We are being sustained by the ocean himself. So we can be ourselves with any person in any condition. So Baba says, this is how I play my part. And my part, just like I gave you the example that a hero doesn't need to learn from the junior actor how to play his role. So everybody around you is a junior actor. They are not being trained by the director himself. So Shiv Baba is the director and Shiv Baba is giving me directions. So I do not have to look at anybody that how they are behaving or how they are speaking, and I do not have to copy their actions. I have to play my best part. I have to be knowledgeful, loveful, peaceful, powerful, pure in all my actions, despite any situation, any behavior. That is how I play my part. Yes, even if somebody is shouting at you, what volume will you speak in? You will speak sweetly, because Baba speaks to me sweetly every day, right? Does Baba, so even if you are in a situation where you're very worked up or internally you are turbulent, Baba will always speak sweetly to you, because that's Baba's nature. So similarly, however much the other person or co-actors around us, however they like to behave, they will, because that's their part. But I must always remember, who am I? What is my fortune? What are my qualities? And I have to behave according to that. Yes. And sometimes people say that, don't you people get angry when somebody gets angry? So we tell them that we can't get angry, because we are being taught by the ocean of peace himself every day. So we don't have anger. So we will not get angry anytime. And anybody wants to get angry, they can. They may scream, shout, dance in anger, doesn't matter. We will be ourselves. So Baba says, this is how you play your part. And then our part is not just not reacting. So this, what I explained until now, is our part of not reacting to the external environment. But our part is also about acting as a world server, acting as a yogi. So Baba says, I teach you the pure actions. I teach you not only not to react, but I teach you how to act in every situation. So how to, do service, how to think pure and have good feelings and good wishes for everyone. I teach you how to be in remembrance of me all the time. I teach you how to pay attention to everyday study. So I have to play my part, my Sangam Yugi part, the way Baba is teaching me to play it. And then about others. So how do you behave with others? So first thing is, you be a detached observer when you are observing them. Yes, and what does detached observer mean? You don't have an emotional or mental reaction to anything they do or say. So that is a detached observer. You are sitting on your seat of an observer. So the quality of an observer is he doesn't absorb. So you only observe, you don't absorb their vibrations. So whatever they are saying or doing, you are not affected by it. You just see that and it has no mental, no emotional reaction in you. So Baba says, when you are playing your part in this drama, be a detached, so play your part like a hero actor. With respect to other people's part, be a detached observer. And then third thing is, also motivate them to make better effort. Yes, not that they are responsible for their destiny, so I won't motivate them to make better effort. How do you motivate somebody to make better effort? So there is a saying in English that the only method to change somebody is by influencing them. So you cannot change anybody or you cannot motivate anybody to change by forcing them, dictating to them, counseling them. No. You can only change anybody by influencing them. And how do you influence? Through your behavior, through your actions, through your words. So what you practice, that has an influence on them. So Baba says that don't become judgmental about who they are or how they speak, how they act. Be very neutral in your mind and feelings while you watch them. And then also through your actions, through your loving words, through your loving behavior, motivate them to do better. And in my personal opinion and my personal experience, the only way people choose to change is because of love. Yes, and if you are loving and you're great, so if you're powerless and loving, you make the other person powerless. So you see, if your state of being has an influence on the other soul, if you are loving, and if you are loving and you are not very powerful, then that love will make that soul equal to yourself. So equally, weak like you. And if you are knowledgeful, powerful, peaceful, happy, disciplined, if you are, you value your time and money and everything and thought, then you can influence others to also follow your footsteps when you are loving to them. And Baba says that you motivate everybody through your actions, through your being, and through your state of being loving. And you cannot be judgmental and loving. If you judge somebody for who they are, then you block your love, don't we? The moment I judge that you are like this and you're not proper, then immediately I block my love. My love stops flowing to you. But when I am a detached observer, then my love is not blocked. My energy of love is reaching you. And when I am a hero actor and a detached observer, then you will receive the vibrations, you will be influenced by the actions that I perform. And this is how we need to play our part in this world drama. And then today Baba talks about how to create enthusiasm. And you see, there is a lack of enthusiasm in the world today. And you see, there is this one brother, and he is into college, and his mother brought him yesterday, and the mother said that, my son, he is not studying as much as he can and should, and I know he's bright, but he's just not studying. And then I asked the son, do you agree with your mother, and what do you think is the reason for this? And he said, yes, I agree with my mother because I'm not doing as much as I can. So I told him, why are you not doing as much as you can? So he said, I'm just very laid back, I don't feel like. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm just very laid back and lazy perhaps. I don't feel like doing too much. And then the mother asked, how do you deal with this, when you are not feeling motivated or you're not feeling enthusiastic? Although you can do a lot of things, but you're not feeling motivated enough, then what do you do? So yesterday only we were talking about, talking to yourself. And Baba says that in order to create enthusiasm, sit in solitude and talk to yourself. And talk to yourself about what? Talk to yourself about the things Baba talks to you about. Yes, so don't talk to yourself according to your sanskars, because that we have been doing for 63 births. Yes, so your sanskars will always tell you, I don't feel like, I can't, I'm tired, how much will I do, I can't tolerate, I can't do, I can't work hard. So your sanskars speak this language. But when Baba speaks to us, he speaks to us and tells us how much we can, what we are capable of, and who we are, and how much this world needs us to act, and how much Baba and the elements and every soul in the world is looking towards us, so that we become the first ones to do it and they will receive the vibrations. So Baba says that when you motivate yourself, so Baba, I like this thing very much, that Baba always says in the Murli that, can't you hear the voices of the devotees who are calling out to you? And when you sit in solitude and tell yourself that, the devotees are waiting for me, the devotees are waiting for peace and happiness, and I am the soul who has to be in that state. I am the soul who has to do that seva and bring that gift to them. So, you have to motivate yourself about who you are, who is with you, just tell yourself, talk to yourself about your fortune, that fortune because of which you are getting the teaching, the sustenance from Baba. So when you talk to yourself, then you generate this sense of self where I am the most fortunate, I am the most responsible, everybody is waiting for me, and then I have my own aim also. I am the one who has to go and become a deity. So I have to perform actions which make me a deity. So when you talk to yourself like this, then you will generate enthusiasm within yourself. Otherwise, you talking to somebody else, interestingly, I asked that brother, do you have friends? And he said, yes, I have one friend with whom I share everything. So I told him, and when you are low, when you are in bad spirits, you don't want to do anything, then do you talk to that friend and tell him you're feeling like this? So he said, yes. So I told him, what does the friend tell you? So he said, my friend tells me you are better than me, I'm worse. I have not gotten up from bed only since this morning. So then he says, then I go back to sleep listening to him. So you see, in this world, talking to anyone doesn't help. Yes, so only when you talk to yourself about that which Baba talks to you about, and talking to yourself not like you used to talk to yourself, but talking to yourself like Baba talks to you, that's the only method to go back to being motivated and enthusiastic. So otherwise, you talk to anybody, nobody is going to give you motivation for great work. So, you tell anybody that I'm sad, I don't have zeal and enthusiasm, they will say, let's go holiday, party. But will that fill you with enthusiasm? Sometimes people say, take a break. And then what happens? In that break, you create even worse sanskars. Sanskars of being idle and sanskars of, eating stuff and engaging in activities which are not very productive. So Baba says that the only method to keep yourself in enthusiasm is talk to yourself, and talk to yourself about the things Baba talks to you about. And then today Baba says that happiness has a very strong association with money. And Baba says that, sometimes in the world, people think that money is Maya, Have you heard this one? That dhan is Maya, and only the poor can be free from Maya. But Baba says money is not Maya. Money is a resource, and without resources, so you see, the body is a resource, the mind is a resource, and money is also a resource, and without that you can't have happiness. And Baba says that in Satyug also you have a lot of wealth. So think about your relationship with money, because what happens is we have a lot of double standards in the world. And what is the double standard? When I have money, it is a good thing. When anybody else has money, then they got it from corruption. Yes. So, everybody is thinking that, so when you have these double standards, then let me tell you the subtle laws of spirituality, how they work. So when you are jealous of somebody else's money, then you are jealous of money, and you are sending negative vibrations to that resource, and then you attract less and less of it. So if you can't be happy for other people getting rich, then you can never get rich. Because when you start saying that, anybody else having money is because of corruption and they are wrong people, that's why they have so much money. So then, you're sending wrong vibrations to that resource of money. And Baba says, in Satyug, you will have a lot of wealth. at this time, even if you have wealth, doesn't matter because it's all perishable. But you need to have this clarity that money is not Maya, and you don't have this antagonistic relationship with money. You don't have this negative attitude towards money. Yes, you shouldn't have a greedy attitude towards money. You shouldn't have a negative attitude towards money. You should always know that just like every other resource, body, mind, relationships, wealth, every resource is a product of good karma. So just like, good karma attracts physical health, good karma attracts peace of mind, good karma attracts good relationships, good karma attracts wealth. So you must understand that anybody who has wealth today must have done some good karma in the past. And that's why it's there. And you never have any, and whatever you have right now, respect that. So you shouldn't have a greedy attitude towards anybody's money. You shouldn't have a negative attitude towards anybody's money. Not your own also. Sometimes, people have a greedy attitude towards their own wealth. But this wealth is a byproduct of good karma. So let's just keep it like that, it's there and it has to be used for seva, that's it. Otherwise, no attachment, because having greed also becomes vikarma, and having this negative attitude also creates vikarma. And Baba says, in Satyug, you will have a lot of wealth, and wealth and happiness have a connection. Just like health and happiness have a connection. So, so there are 4 things: health, mental peace, relationships and wealth. Without these 4, there cannot be happiness. So in Hindi we say tan ka sukh, man ka sukh, dhan ka sukh, sambandh ka sukh. So you need all 4. And right now we understand that whatever we have, whether it is less or more, in terms of health, wealth, relationships and peace, it is because of our past karma. And then we have to have this attitude that whatever anybody has is because of their karmic journey, whatever I have is because of my karmic journey. And at this point of time, my priority is to just focus on doing the karma that Baba is telling me to do. And when I do that, then tomorrow in Satyug I will have everything. So this is something that also needs to be clarified, because many people have a very negative attitude towards wealth. Yes. So, and then Baba today talks about tolerance also. And Baba says, you cannot serve anybody if you don't have tolerance. And when you are in seva, so have you seen that when you attend class, when you do yoga, even the family members will be very happy. Yes, because you are becoming free from anger, anxiety, you are becoming peaceful, you are becoming more productive, so they are happy. But then once you start to do seva, when you take out a part of your body, mind, wealth and use it for the yajna, use it for the task that Baba has entrusted us with, then everybody starts having a problem. And then they would start telling you that, they will try to create obstacles. And when there are obstacles, you need tolerance. If you can't tolerate, then you will be stuck in that obstacle. So one thing you must know, that you cannot create a fortune without doing seva, and you cannot do seva without crossing obstacles. And to cross obstacles you need power to tolerate. Yes, and whenever you do seva, so when you take out your time, when you take out your resources, and you try to support the yajna, support Baba's task, then people around you will not be happy to see you do it. And then, they will create obstacles. I remember, there was this one time in office when somebody told me that you meditating in office is also, it's like a treason with the government, because you're using the government time to meditate. Yes, so then I said, and what do you do in government time? Create waste thoughts. And so using your mind to create waste thoughts when you are in office is okay, but using your mind to create a powerful environment in office is not okay. So you see, there are so many kinds of obstacles that come, and people will come up with all kind of bizarre, ideas and opinions, and they will just try to put a hurdle in the way of your seva. But Baba says you need a lot of tolerance for that. I remember there was this one brother, and young brother, and once we had gone to do some seva in the park, and then he said, I will come with you. So I said, okay, come. And then he couldn't tolerate the heat and he fainted there. And then we had to stop that seva and bring him back home. So I said, why did you go with us? Instead of doing seva, you shortened the time of the seva. So you see, you need to be able to tolerate heat and cold. You cannot do seva with the AC on all the time. You need to tolerate heat and cold. You need to tolerate fame and defamation. Do you know, when you do seva, then many people will get jealous of you, and then they will try to defame you, and you have to tolerate that defamation. If you get, so you see, when anybody tries to defame you, it's a sign of jealousy. So when people are jealous, they would like to harm you and your reputation. And when that happens, you have to tolerate it, because you know what happens? If you go and retaliate, yes, somebody defames you, you try to stop them, you try to defame them, then your life will also have the same purpose as theirs. Their life is not about doing something. Their life is about creating obstacles to the one doing something. And you will also become part of that game, and you will also start doing that. And then your purpose of life will be to stop them, not do your seva. So you have to tolerate, let them do whatever they want to do. Just do your work. And Baba says you cannot do seva without the power to tolerate. You have to tolerate fame and defamation. You have to tolerate heat and cold. You have to tolerate happiness and sorrow. There are many times, you will have very inconvenient conditions. I remember there was this sister, and she told that when she was serving somewhere, then that person, he was, sometimes some people give you wrong ideas and then you get swayed by them. So the person who had given them place on rent to do seva, that person was, told something and he got swayed by that. And then he said, I won't give this place on rent to you. And then the sister said that I had to literally live in a tent for 5-6 days until I found another place. But you have to learn how to tolerate. Otherwise, once you leave something, then it gets left, you go further and further away. But seva has to be done in continuity, not in breaks. And for you to do anything continuously and consistently, you need to cross the obstacles. And how do you cross the obstacles? Not physically. You have to not mind them, even if they are there. So have you seen a hurdle race? In a hurdle race, there are hurdles. You don't remove the hurdles. You just jump over them and go. So hurdles are like that. You don't have to remove them. You just jump over them and they don't matter to you. That's the attitude you have to create. And there you need a lot of power to tolerate. And anybody who doesn't have the power to tolerate cannot be a sevadhari. Because as soon as you start doing seva, what comes up is Maya. And because the core job of Maya is to stop you from creating your fortune. And seva creates fortune. So then you have to cross these obstacles with the power to tolerate. Okay, Om Shanti.